Look how small this high blood is. It's small.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of messed up from like the last two acts. Well, two volumes. I keep referring to them as acts, volumes because freaking that the old secret ending, like the alternate one where we're in the alleyway, and and then the friendship is forever ending with the dark carnival like actually being canon. What is going on? It's clear to me that in like this one act, freaking, there was Doc Scratch vibes going on there. He's like tapping at our door, and it's terrifying to think about that. And the Dark Carnival is somehow real? How? I thought it was fake. Everyone thinks it's fake. No one thinks it's real except the High Bloods. Why is this a thing? But then again, like, mannequins. Just winged mannequins. Makes me feel like it's a Doc Scratch thing yet again? But I don't know. So weird. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to more Friendsim. Uh, Also, totally did not know that the little like footnotes for uh Galax route, the little footnotes in his quirk, didn't know that you could hover over them and click them, but apparently you can. Uh, so I guess I'm gonna have to. I already knew I'm gonna be replaying a lot of these to like get to the endings that I didn't get to the first time. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna like figure that out or when I'm actually gonna do it actually, because I want to get to Pester Quest really quickly. But anyway, let's continue on, shall we? We've gotten so far. We're on volume 15 now. An olive blood who might just be a boy, but I've been saying that a lot lately. And we've got, I think it's a jade blood. Yeah, like they got like a little hook in the horns. Jade blood, but it seems like a bookish one. So let's find out. Volume 15. Let's go. You walk with a purpose. You don't really have a purpose, aside from friendship, of course, but you know these streets pretty well by this point, so you can at least strut like you've got one. Okay, yeah. That seems like a dude. And we got a little like, oh yeah, Diary of a Wimpy class, Diary of a Wimpy cast, or something like that. She's so small, cute. Okay, but you know how it goes. So Crowjib, Charon Crowjib. Actually, you know what? You think you've had it up to here with friendship. You're sure you'll be back to your regular friend-making bowl later, but today is just one of those days. A curl up under the blankets with your favorite show sort of day. Leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. And honestly, you watched a friend almost die of poisoning and gazed upon the juggalo afterlife. You think you've more than earned a day, or night rather, of respite like this. See? Even our character is slowly growing more and more jaded. So, just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of Alternian city you were considering walking through and head back to ye old hideout. No explorations now, only bed. You drag yourself up the scaffolding to your hidey hole. More than anything, more than binging on media or relaxing amidst peace and quiet, you want to take a nice long nap. So you spill yourself into a little pile of bedding, pillows, and various pieces of clothing you've managed to throw together and settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. But it isn't very long until you're awake again, and not because your body is rousing itself after sufficient slumber, but because of persistent scrabbling around. A persistent scrabbling sound that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, that wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper. But the noise is accompanied by the nagging sensation that whatever is making that noise is in the room with you, and that has you bolt upright. You must have woken up in the middle of your in your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of a crypt. Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Your brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings through the fog of residual sleepiness that still settled over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you're able to discern that the noise is coming from behind and above you, around where the ceiling is. What the hell? Is there a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you don't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it in your living space either. It's up to you get up to investigate. I can read, so I claim. The noise isn't enough from the ceiling like you thought, but from a platform that's been shoved unceremoniously to the very back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before, a giant curved lens that could only have come from the hole that is now in the side of the platform structure. Maybe this is an old telescope or camera that the Condis once used for surveillance. The scrabbling continues. It's coming from within the structure. You're not eager for whatever it is in there to come jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head inside, but you still your nerves and hoist yourself up. You find yourself face to face with not some weird animal or bug, but a troll. Kind of ambling. Slow walking kind of thing. Okay. I like the staccato notes on this. What's the term? Because it sounds like it's coming from a violin of some kind. Is it like, what's the term? I want to say pizzicato, but I'm not sure if that's the correct term. I feel like I'm mispronouncing it. Anyway, on to this olive blood. He looks weird. This is a bona fide friend opportunity. It's practically fallen in your lap, but you find yourself unexpectedly ornery about it. Well, yeah, because he's invading your space, man. You would think you could expect some privacy in your own home. Or, well, the place you've adopted as home in Alternia, anyway, but apparently not. Then again, man, how many homes have you invaded in the last couple months? Anyway, even when you've decided that you aren't in a friending mood, there the universe goes, yeeting new friends into your path anyways. Can't you go a day on this planet without dancing the whole friendship jig? It's quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you anything more than an anemic great gazing into the middle distance. What exactly are they doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You are the current occupant after all. I don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I came here for that. They point past you. You can only assume they're referring to the giant lens you've seen on the floor. Well, if they've gotten what they've come for, why are they still hanging out in this platform's innards like that? He's a simple mind. A simple, simple friend. I'm stuck. And they didn't try calling for help? I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here. Would they perhaps like some help? Maybe. He's so simple. As you hop down from the platform, you find your ire draining from you much like fresh juice from a pimple. Ew. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. After walking around to the other side of the platform, you can see the troll's booted legs sticking out from a gap in the structure. It looks much too narrow for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the lens out from behind. You yell that you're gonna try and pull them out. You hear a faint muttered, "Okay," and reach up to grab them around the waist, pulling hard. It takes a couple tries, but with one last particularly hard tug, you're finally able to pull them free. They tumble down on top of you. Thanks. For getting me unstuck. Fridge stuck? Sorry. And breaking my fall. You didn't really do that part on purpose, but you're glad they appreciate it, you guess? They seem pretty content to continue laying on top of you, actually, but they're heavy, so you wriggle out from underneath them like an earwig from under a rock and clamber to your feet. You nod at the lens. That's what they want, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs. You can see them more clearly now that you aren't sequestered inside the platform, although their face is obscured a little by the shaggy hair and floppy white brim hat. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier, as sleepy as you're in danger of feeling again, in fact. Their voice is slow and regular, like a metronome, dunked in molasses, and it almost threatens to send you back to bed. Yeah, so... can I have it? You swear you can feel your friend-making juices starting circulating through your body again with a vengeance after a little sabbatical. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turn down the chance to make a new friend? You? Wow. Who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger for a few hours there? You tell the troll, of course, they can have the lens. It's not like you were doing anything with it, or like it's even yours to begin with. It was just abandoned here along with the rest of this broken-down tech. Curiously, you ask what they want it for, or are they building something? Perhaps they're an engineer of some sort. No. Climbing all the way up here, just with some building material, will be pretty dumb. I want to use it for... art. Huh. You look at the lens again skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it mostly looks exactly what it is. A hunk of junk. They want to make art out of this. Their work must be pretty, interesting or weird. I want to lean towards saying weird. 2 seconds. Okay. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Accidentally made it full size. That didn't screw up my recording, did it? No? Okay, good. Okay. Must be pretty weird. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. The two of you alternate between looking at the lens and each other for a while. Usually over the course of making a new friend, they usually would have asked you to do something by now, or presented you with some sort of choice between two potential courses of action. Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved their art materials? Let's go with that one. I'm not scumming that one. Guess it's all on you then. They probably want to take the lens back to their hive, right? I would, but I'm tired and hungry. Foraging for garbage takes a lot of energy, and I used the last of it climbing up here. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself. They really didn't think this whole junk heist through very well, did they? But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. Why not look for more easily portable trash, or you help carry it? 4 arms are better than 2. Boop. You do that? Make sure you're careful with it. Of course. You'll treat it with all the delicacy of an egg in an egg and spoon race. I don't know what that is. Carrying it to the watchtower's entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage to hold it between you as you navigate from foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're ready to sit down again right there in the bush, but you urge them on. Resting in their hive will probably be much more comfortable. That's the wrong way. Sheepishly, you whirl back around to the random direction you were about to stride forward and follow them instead. With them leading the way, you bring up the rear. The two of you shamble along the path with all the easy grace of 2 people in a horse costume. But you make it so that your new companion's hive much quicker... Okay, but you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you expected. I can read. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to a cave and another cliffside. If this is their place, it isn't very far from yours at all. You're surprised that you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbor. I've seen you around before. You're pretty hard to miss. Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The two of you could have been hanging out all this time. Didn't feel like it. Besides, I was busy. With more of the scavenging and art business, you guess. Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is important. And speaking of, you've been talking and walking along, and you haven't even exchanged names yet. How remiss of you. Usually you would have gotten introductions out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout. But it's been an odd sort of night. That's okay. I'm Charen. Now come on, let's go inside. They pull you and the lens forward. They, didn't ask your name in return, but you managed to bumblingly introduce yourself as you lurch along into their hive. I'm the MSPA reader. Whoa, crazy. What is going on in this business? I like that your Recuperacoon looks like a shrimp. For whatever reason. What is that? Was there a living troll in here as well? What the heck? No, it's a painting. But is it a painting? It's got fingers. Anyway. At home on Earth, you had a thing about garages. You thought it was interesting to scope the sort of stuff people end up accumulating. You've seen real gems in your day, a collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies without any fur, a bead of remains of some kind of cat mascot costume. The inside of Charen's hive is as if every single weird garage you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave, the platonic ideal of garages. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closer, though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked along the metal junkyard scraps and broken furniture piled over the floors, and all the way up along the craggy cave walls. A Recuperacoon sits on the ledge of the wall, and you think it's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another? So what do you think? It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. The stalactites are a nice touch. I meant about my art. Oh, the art, of course. You cast around, desperately. Charen's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that it's impossible for you to figure out which of it is art materials, and which are finished artworks, and which are Charen's actual belongings. That's a pretty gnarly skull over there with the leaves in the eye socket. The angle of that umbrella sticking out of the lawn chair is really, compelling? You settle on a purple object in the corner that looks like a traditional sculpture with a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, the amaranthy hue. Truly an inspiring piece. Charen looks at you strangely. That's just the load gaper. Oh gosh, that's the toilet. You don't know much about art, do you? Busted. No, you really don't. Remele had taught you the importance of giving the people what they want, and Amizi had taught you the importance of putting a tarp down before lopping off a head so blood or paint doesn't get all over the floor. But you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art from them. As you gaze around the cave again, you find that you really want to understand. Clearly, this is something that's important to Charen. Obviously. Otherwise, why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You too wish to experience the marvels of the creative process, if only there was a way for you to learn. If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected. Really? But they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fine for you to just screw around with it? You're surprised to see that Charen looks pleased at what you're saying. It's maybe the most expressive you've seen him since you've met. All art is screwing around. Looks like you're already starting to get it. You smile proudly. And anyway, if you make something sucky, they shrug their shoulders, I can just take it apart again and reuse its separate components to make something else. Your smile flags a little. Where do you want to start? You rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over to a lawn chair with the umbrella in it. A pile of fabric is stacked on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors you like. Then you walk across to the other side of Charen's hive, searching for other items you might be able to use. Charen doesn't offer much in terms of guidance aside from cautioning you away from a couple of objects that are actually finished artworks. Whoops! You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you put down in front of what is now a lamppost, but will soon be your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric you twirl all around the post. You tie the smaller objects, a snow globe, an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto it with a string. On top of you, you perch a rubber Walmart goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed. They have Troll Walmart. Interesting. As your art piece comes together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and then and appraise it from further away, making adjustments whenever you find something you're not happy with. Finally, it's complete. You turn to ask Charen's opinion, newly flushed with pride and adrenaline from having successfully made a thing. They don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you do too much orange? Were the scattered loosest teeth a little too out there? Listen, you're overthinking this. Just do what feels right. You frown. Don't think at all then? Let your instincts drive you? Thinking a little. It's probably good, too. Okay, don't overthink, but don't abandon your rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you, but not completely. Pretty vague, but sure. You'll give it another shot. Boop. Why? Uh-oh, not responding. You can do it, please don't die. Don't die on me, please. Friendsim. Okay, Friendsim, we good? We cool? There we go. It freaked out for a second, but it's fine. You strip the lamp post back down. This time, you don't spend too long regarding it in all its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Charen's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Charen looks more fascinated the longer you're at it. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Are those your gums that I'm looking at? I'm trying to figure out how your mouth is working. Soon they're taking a step after tentative step towards you, as if drawn to you by the sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they might want to join in, actually. Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. Your vibe has got me all inspired. Of course, the more the merrier. You love to see what the two of you could create together. With a barely there smile, Charen plants a traffic cone at the base of the lamppost with great aplomb, and you're off. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison like you're co-piloting a Jaeger, except instead of a giant robot, you're steering a feverish, creatively propelled fugue state. Wow, I think we're almost done. You step back from your newly forged pile of bric-a-brac and mopping sweat off your brow. They're right. You're almost finished. Almost. You need to add the finishing touch, the piece de resistance, and you know just the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that its contents fall all over your sculpture. Oh no. My polysaccharus slats. My polysaccharus. I can't say it fast. I'm sorry. You freeze. Those were cooking ingredients. You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Charen is already waving your words away. It's fine. Looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyway, I can find other things to eat. You both regard your creation, heaving for breath. You're done. As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm settles over you as you admire the results of your hard work. It's beautiful. It really, really is. You don't know how, because you don't think you actually had done anything different compared to your first try. Maybe you just got lucky. But regardless of exactly how it came about, this is one of the most bizarrely sublime things you think you've ever laid eyes on in your life. The longer you stare at it, the more layers and depth reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to the sunlight of spring. Abruptly, irresistibly, you feel yourself gripped in the throes of profound new knowledge. Charen's artworks are pointless and weird, but perhaps that's what gives them their charm. In such an uncertain and violent world, where troll calls troll, and where you might be trapped in an endless Okay. And you might be trapped in an endless Sisyphean journey across the planet in search of new friends. For a brief moment, you can have this. You stand there, awash in appreciative what the hell at this masterpiece you've crafted out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you've birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes trash can be beautiful. You think you understand now. This is what Charen must have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam at them, glowing in the joy of your discovery. Yeah. Sure. If you say so. Whoa! Did we actually just finish this in like 25 minutes? What? Was that the real ending? Was there not multiple ones? No, that was a real one. Found friendship, shared the joy of creating art. Huh. Oh, okay. Let's move on to the Babysitter's Club. Purpose, friendship. Okay. Wanshi Adyata. Wanshi. If I'm trying to remember who wrote this one, because I was looking for who wrote like the various different routes that I'd seen so far. I think I saw Wanshi was, I'm trying to remember if it was Lalo Hunt or if it was Aisha, like who did this one. I can't remember. I mean, I could always look it up, but it's too late for that. We're in this. Okay, let's get this bookworm started. Hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make one up for yourself. You turn to walk towards the book hive. A handful of your friends hang out there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why not? Yep, back at the book hive. It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you manage to avoid the siren song of the brain room once more. Your destination tonight is the room you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. It's understandable after your office experience with Torona why this is their neutral meeting ground. Unfortunately, a casual stroll through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Dang. You consider trying out a higher stakes locale, then wait. Turning up the volume a little. This seems really chill. Is this one of the Toby Fox ones? Is this the You Know I Only Do Music, right? I don't know. I'll have to find out later. You see a shoe peeking out from one of the bigger hexagon book hole things? Shelves? It really doesn't maximize space to have shelves shaped like that. Whatever, if you can get caught up in trying to make paltry stuff like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself to madness before you can figure out if this shoe belongs to someone you know. You walk towards it, and the shoe is revealed to be on the strut pod of a troll whose head is barely peeking out over a book, and nope, a jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller in the hexagon, burying her face deeper into the scribble journal of Gullible Wriggler. Yes. It's not an inviting posture, to be sure. The polite thing to do would be to keep moving, probably, but you feel a little off about that. Oh, that reminds me. There we go. Because we made it through that one really quickly. Okay. You gently nudge your foot to hers where it still peeks out of the shelf and ask if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience if nothing else. The book lowers. Okay. Oh, she's like crammed between two books, maybe? Is that what that's supposed to signify? Little brackets? So let's see. She seems kind of like shy-ish. But I don't know. So let's see. So she's young, she's a jade blood, might be shy, who knows. So let's see. I'm great. Just going on a journey of the imagination through some classic literature. Nothing to see here. Aw man, it's another kid. You know young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones, but as well as acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth. So you're equipped to help. Plus, it's not like you haven't befriended a few tween sweep equivalents here on Alternia already. You successfully didn't get murdered by Amnesia, and you did a passable job befriending Torona and Karako. Karako is my son? Okay, in this game. Though, sometimes you wake up shaking, the remnants of dreams where you failed them on top of your brain. Where they? You shake that horror from your mind and try to look as non-threatening as possible. Not that that's particularly hard for you, as you speak. Ask her if Bronya is around. Ask her if she's seen the brain room. Why is everything in caps? Okay, I'm gonna go with if she's seen the brain room. You still get the feeling she might need some help, so you ease into it. Maybe she'll open up a bit as you talk. You tell her that this book hive has a huge gallery full of brains in jars, if she wants to go check it out. Oh no! Don't say ooh whoa. What's a brain? I want to see. She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt as she stands up. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head, her locks bouncing against her shoulders. I'm Wanshi. Also, I know who you are, if you're wondering. Wouldn't go wandering off with just anyone, quest for brains or not. Maybe I may only be 5.5 sweeps, but I'm not stupid. Ooh-woo. Oh gosh, the ooh-woo. I'm not going to say any more of those faces out loud. Okay, so she's 5.5, so that makes her younger than Terezi and co, but not by much. Okay, cool. She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice. Hold on. Throat is starting to... Okay. She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice, so you try to be a force of calm. A real mother-trucking Glade plug-in of Zen, stinking up the place with your chill vibes. You walk together towards the atrium, making small talk on the way. You apologize if you made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing young jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you like she's weighing the implications of what you just said. Okay, I see there's no use in trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak. Oh, do they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in fervor of her own question. Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What's a brain? Whoa, what the heck? Are those real trolls in the background? Oh wow, this is weird. What the heck? Interesting squiggle columns, though. Oh, right. You round the curve of the room and point at the window. Think pans. Oh. On her tiptoes, she peeks into the bottom of the window. I've never seen one up close before. She tries the door handle, but it's still as locked as it always was. She looks at you expectantly. Well, can we go in or what? A surly-eyed guard stares not so subtly watching you, drumming her fingers on the handle of her mace. Ah, globes. You were trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you screwed up and forgot that this room was off limits. Taking a kid to break in and enter is, well, it's pretty much par for the course, actually. But it's not what you meant to be doing. Nah, you saw it. Looking only. And you're done. Great. Time to move along. Ugh. Lame. Wanshi doesn't pick up the danger behind her, even with your hurried speech. You change the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not for more books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't. Oh, I was trying to get to BeastCon. It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for the Soldier Per Beast meetup. You're a Warrior Cats fan. I forgot that they had a troll who was a Warrior Cats fan, and that's you! Oh, little girl, you so great. So great. Who's your favorite? I'm gonna guess. I'm trying to think of a way to turn Warrior Cats names into Warrior Cats into troll names. So let's see. How about Ashen Incisor? Are you an Ashen Incisor fan? Anyway. My fan fiction is pretty popular. I have lots of fans going, and I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them. Little girl. Oh, why are all the small ones so great, except for Tranya. Tranya is a bit anyway. But I don't know where anything is out here, so I got lost. She takes a breath and a step finally, but then stops and claps her hands together. The guard starts walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down the curved staircase. You could make it, but you don't just leave her there to take the fall. Wanshi keeps talking, oblivious. Lanera is always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. Do you know where the con is? We could go together. Oh, she's so cute. Protect her. Protect her. Please don't screw up, Jen. The guard gets closer. You gotta make a decision, and fast. Take her, pretend to take her. No, we taken her to this con. She writes Warrior Cat fan fiction. We must protect her. The only Warrior Cats fan fiction that I know of is freaking... gosh. Star Kits... is freaking Star Kits. And we all know that is the my immortal of Warrior Cats fanfics. Okay? Though I really should maybe try... I want to try reading the Domino Claw one. Because everyone seems to love that, and the animators go bananas over that one. So, who knows? Anyway, you guys are probably like, Jen, shut the hell up, continue on with the story. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop talking about Warrior Cats you don't even know. Take her. Anything to get you both out of here. Grabbing her hand, you say that you know the way and make a run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back, and the guard is shaking her head off. Her mace reassures you that you moved fast enough. Once you're around the corner from the book hive, you stop and catch your breath. Why stop now? Lead the way, alien friend. You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She's Jen? She can hold her hoofbeats for a minute while you locate your freaking bearings and think. You looked this con up earlier when Tigiri and Palapa invited you. They said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting, low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you chickened out. You guess changing your mind and going could be okay. You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshi along, but it seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyway, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone. Plus, none of your friends make you feel better protected than Palapa. Gorgle Maps says it's not far. Well, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous cluster trucks before, so what's one more? You're a regular Giles Corey of bull crap scenarios. Pile some of those on. You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that will lead you towards the outskirts of town. Wanshi curtsies and follows your direction. She's so cute. It seems like she doesn't need you to come up with things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower, pulling towards the bright newness of everything she sees, and chock full of commentary about all of it. Wow, I've read all about moonlight, duh, but seeing it make everything glow is totally different. Oh, she's so small. Look at the dew on this prickle frond. If you get up close and look, you can see the reflection of your own eye in the moon's. You do as she does, and dang if that ain't a bunch of orbs reflecting back at you, floating in the curve of a purpley green meniscus. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. You tell her it's kind of nice, actually, to meet someone else who's experiencing this place for the first time. Yeah, the caverns are fine. There's so much to see out here. Everyone else sneaks out. I don't know why it took me so long to try. No, actually, I do. Getting in trouble sucks and I hate it. But it worked out. Here we are, experiencing it all together. Yeah, you feel a little, your anxiety lifting. Just a little. Just the part that's applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win. Walking and talking and taking in the night makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with. I snuck out when Lanera was supposed to be giving me some boring jade duty lesson. But with yelling... We don't have a palm husk, so... No, I don't have a palm husk, so I couldn't look up the con once I was away from my husk top. I just wandered till I gave up and found the book hive. That's a powerful nerd homing beacon she must have. When she flexes, she's so cute. Ah, look at how cute she is. Ah, look at this. You know it. You smell what's around the corner before you see it, having sidestepped your fair share of corpses in your travels, and your hand in creating a few more. You know how to prepare yourself. Wanshi, on the other hand. You know the brooding caverns aren't some diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you're also not sure how much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes to view. Hey, Warrior Cats is pretty bloody. Freaking Vision of Shadows, that got really Game of Thrones for a second there. Anyway. Wow. She takes a tentative step towards what's left of the troll and then retreats, hovering close to you. It feels like you should keep moving, like you should avert your eyes and carry on or whatever the heck before the drones come to clean up, but she's still staring. She steps when she finally takes them, soft. She crouches down and leans in with reverent scrutiny. It looks different. Not in a jar. You wonder to yourself as Washi shakily takes it all in. If bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it ground into them by necessity, or by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. Next, because your brain is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. Wanshi doesn't look away for a while. You go over and put your hand on her shoulder, and she stands up and walks away with you. There's no ceremony about it, no placing of leaves over the remains, no prayer. I don't get it. She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in the direction you were walking. She looks confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. You guess you could have given her more time to process it. But you're not sure comprehending death is really a thing you can just, figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beast, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon after, the pointy top tents of the con rise over the horizon. Once she starts running, dragging you behind her. Oh crap, here we come! She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though it's less an excitement thing and more an emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that. Aw, look at this. It's so bright, what the heck? This looks crazy weird. It doesn't look like any convention I've ever seen. You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls all around. It's like some unholy combination of an anime con and Renaissance fair, but with more people walking around sporting recently inflicted limps. In an attempt not to focus on that, you look around for your other friends and ask her what she's excited to see and do here before her meetup starts. Does she want snacks? It looks like there's snacks. Yeah, I could want some frazzled saccharine fluff candy in a bit. Cotton candy girl, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a polar bear riding, a cosplay competition. Polar bear riding? What? You cut her off. Does she mean cosplay? There are trolls you think must be in cosplay, or maybe they're just like how some trolls dress. Yeah, there's that too. If you don't want to get your claws too bloody. Oh, it's like fighting. Okay. Ah, geez, there's the old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There were other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good. You try not to think of the body you saw as an omen. There are bodies all over the place here on Alternia. You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You could message Polypo or Tagiri to see where they're at, but your thumb gravitates towards Branya's gripe profile. What the heck was that? Right then you decide that you're being dumb and pocket your phone. A lot happens at once. While she starts to pull you towards a dude in a utilikilt handing out flyers. A bowl rendering sound rends, well, your bowels, and then a massive armor bear with huge beefy biceps hurtles through the grounds, hollering and grinding tents and congoers into a bent, splintered pulp. Oh, it's a bear. Oh, that's scary. Wanshi stares frozen as the beast rampages towards you both. Oh no! She whimpers, looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her, and she knows it. You picture 100 outcomes, 1,000,000. You want to work towards the end you see where you save everyone who isn't already gotten squished, are elected grand human, and no one ever gets trampled again. But there's no time for that one. Instead, you pick up Wanshi, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle arm strength, you reach for the handle of a katana from the vendor's rack and hope it's not only for display. You've never felt less prepared to take on something in your life. You never felt more sure than you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. Bear! What the heck? The beast charges you, teeth bared and rainbow bloody. You hold your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle like Tagiri taught you. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade into its chest. The collar bear layers on top of you, the last of its life twitching out as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Through your darkening vision and under the furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her from the edge of the woods, eyes wide and watery with understanding. Wanshi picks herself up. Oh. Wow, okay. I guess we weren't supposed to take you to the convention after all. Okay. Ooh. Which one's mine? Oh, they're the same. I don't know how we got two of them here. I don't remember that. Pretend to take her. You've heard the con she's talking about. You're thinking of going with Tagiri and Polypa anyway, but the list of activities seemed a little too dangerous, honestly. These past few months you've been up to your butt in close calls, and you quite frankly like to cut back on them, including, the one where your butt is currently embroiled in. You make some non-committal noises as you work out how to tell her. Wanshi crosses her arms and leans back against the brain room door, which the guard really does not like, if her increased speed and mace brandishment is any indication. Okay. Yeah, you say, let's go right now. Your hype is contagious, even though you're completely faking it. She claps and bounds behind you down the stairs. A quick tug at your wrist pulls her out of the mace's trajectory as the guard chucks it at you from above. The thud mightily lands against the wall by the door, and you both make it outside unbloodied. Checking behind you to confirm you're not being followed, you don't stop running until you're both safely around the corner. Wanshi giggles through catching her breath. Wow, that was a close one. Librarians, am I right? Please, girl, you don't even know. Anyway. She grins and takes your hands. Can you believe we only just met and already we're having bonding hijinks? I didn't think making a friend would be so simple. I can't wait to hang out even more at the con. Her smile is a knife to your pusher. She's so excited about your budding friendship, and here you are, gutlessly hiding the fact that you have no intention of taking her from one dangerous situation to another. Maybe you would have agreed if you were in a braver mood, but you just don't know if you're up for more life and death babysitting adventures right now. You should what you should do probably is get her home. You don't tell her any of this, of course. Instead, you agree and check Gorgle maps. The con is down the road to the left. The caverns are to the right. Leading her straight back home would be too obvious, so you take a meandering route. Everything you pass seems to impress her. The frankly bonkers range of architectural styles, the shivery carnivorous plants, the burned out wreckage of someone's hive, the flickering starlight all around. She is observing a worm crossing the sidewalk. Out here, exposed all squishy and brave, when you point out a cool rock, eager to keep her wonderment going. Really? She puts a hand on her cocked hip. You think we don't have rocks in the caverns? Try harder. She rolls her eyes at you, but she's still grinning. You accept the challenge and tell her there's something she'll definitely have never seen up ahead. Bring it. You lead the way. It's been a hot minute since you've been back over here. You're interested to see it again. Still, this side jaunt feels like delaying the inevitable. You know she's going to be angry at you when she realizes you've tricked her, but you can't help wanting to show off more cool stuff while you can. Anything to see that wide-eyed appreciation for any tiny new thing. Oh, your spaceship. What's left of your spaceship seems to come into view as you go around the bend. There really isn't that much left to show off, but Wanshi is still into it. She runs over and starts inspecting the rubble. You wonder what happened to the freshly missing parts. Maybe Vicare has come back to scavenge some more. Crap. Vicare. You haven't talked to that guy in forever. You vow to text him later tonight, but you still feel guilty. It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with now how viscerally you crave them. You want to be good for everyone, but there are so many things that can mean, and you never stop feeling like you're treading water. Washi emerges from the hall, clambering up to the top of the black metal box and waving around some inscrutable rusty bullcrap. Wow, there are so many fiddly little parts. Is this how you got here? She observes you for a second or two, then nods her approval. That's pretty cool. Any old idiot can wreck a spaceship. It takes someone with brains to break out of the brooding caverns. Yeah, well, when you put it that way. You're completely right. She winks and pockets some of the pieces. Are you ready to keep moving? I don't want to miss the meetup, and it's happening right after Horseroni jousting, which would be ending pretty soon. You're not sure what to tell her. For some reason, Vicare won't leave your mind. Your sorry butt hasn't managed to keep up with all your friends you did earn. Maybe it's for the best that you're deciding to take her home. Her safety is more important than her liking you. You sigh and start to fess up. Even if she left here now, you're far enough away from the con grounds that she'd miss it. You were afraid to go, afraid she'd run off if you didn't stick with her, afraid not knowing what to do next. What? You made me miss my one chance to do something fun for a change. Just because you're too much of a scaredy pervies to go to a fun nerd party? It wasn't just that, you also wanted to keep her safe, to take her home. She stomps her foot in frustration, tears forming in the corners of her eyes. Why do you think you can just make decisions for other people? Have you seen this game? Why don't you just go home if that's so great? Your mouth shuts, words gone. She follows your gaze back to the wreck of your only shot and out and winces. I didn't mean. I know you can't. I just wanted. She sits down in the grass defeated. You sit too, a ginger distance away. No, her anger is fair. This sucks. You hadn't meant to deprive someone of a small joy here on this son of a gun that is Alternia. Yeah, it's the worst. She sighs and runs her claws on the tops of the spiny purple grass. After a few minutes of silence, she speaks. It's too late to do anything about it now. I'm still super angry with you. But I'm glad you were honest, I guess, even if it took you too long. I'm not used to people being straight with me. I feel like the older everyone gets, the more they lie. Or at least the more annoying it is they don't expect you to notice when they're lying. Not that I can super tell how old you are. Your alien physiology is a little inscrutable, but you know, more or less. Your palm husk buzzes, interrupting your train of thought. You both look at your two new texts. You sure you still want to join? Things are beginning to get interesting over here. You may have the privilege of seeing me at peak performance if you come by. Stay put. There's a collar bear on the loose. I don't want to put you all... Let's see. Let me try reading that again. More like Polypa. Stay put. There's a collar bear on the loose. I don't want you on the already very long casualty list. You do a quick gorgle, and holy crap, social media is already on fire with the news of a con attraction getting free and mangling attendees left and right. The familiar ghostly feeling of near miss shivers down your back. Whoa. Her eyebrows pull together as she works through the images she's seeing on the screen and what it could have meant for her. She's a little teary from before. I guess... thanks? Not that you did it on purpose. But I guess maybe it worked out okay. I do love not being trampled, but it still sucks I didn't get to go make friends. You don't want to be too presumptuous, especially after all that, but maybe this day might still be salvageable, new acquaintance-wise. Wanshi blinks back her disappointment and puts on an attempt at a smile. Maybe. Might as well see. What's she gonna do with her new friends? Maybe on the way back to the caverns you guys could talk about soldier purbeasts, or scary horse jousting, or what else she wanted to do there. She stands up and crosses her arms, looking at you over her smile turning real. You think you got what it takes to roleplay? You stand up too. You're super cool with roleplay. You've basically been doing that since you landed. So what's the deal again? You ask as you start walking her home. Magic cats. Magic? What are you, some kind of wiggler? There's no magic in soldier purbeasts. What is StarClan if not magic? Then again, StarClan is pretty bull. Don't get me wrong. She rolls her eyes at you and hunches her shoulders, claws spread, eyes darting from bush to bush along the sidewalk ahead of you. Unless you mean power of your own wits, the sorcery of all your senses aligning at once as you get ready to pounce, the hypnotic spell-like rhythm of your own pusher beating at time with your praise. She straightens up and grins. That kind of stuff. Anyway, it's really fun. Let's play. She bounced back so fully. You get the feeling that not many people indulge her in this. It reminds you of your younger self and your heart crunches up a bit. Hell yeah, let's play. I mean, heck yeah. Don't patronize me. Hell yes. Wanshi giggles. Hell yes! Okay, so a little lost you can be from the Space Cast. Let's call you Twinklepaw! I'll be Wild West from Solar Glare Clan. She clearly seems to think you should be impressed and intimidated by this, but you really don't know what's going on, so you nod. Twinklepaw. Got it. So you stumble upon me while I'm taking down a nut creature, scaring it away with your incompetence. Sound good? She peppers her walk with skips, talking up a veritable storm of world building. Her voice gets low and rumbly as she quits setting the scene and gets into character. Little one, what do you think you're doing setting Strutpaw on our territory? You've made me lose my creature feast. What do you have to say for yourself? Screw it, it's your turn. You didn't see where you were going. You're sorry, though you know how hard it is to come by a good meal. Fool, you think me a poor tracker that I'm hurt by such a loss? I can find another. I find offense only in that you clearly do not respect the bond between hunter and hunted. You blunder in and interrupt a secret rhythm of my fangs, its neck or its claws, my face. Now neither of us can know who would have prevailed. Oh geez, you're still really sorry about your struck paws. You're constantly sticking those into other people's sacred dances. Maybe there's some other nut guys over there? Wanshi stops talking and gives you a withering look. Is that really the best you can do? No, you'll try again. How dare this purbeast accuse you of such a thing? Your intentions are as noble as the wild pusher that thumps in your bone cabinet. Wanshi bounces, hands and fists, grinning. A little over the top. Not really a StarCast approach, but you're getting there. You practice finding your soldier's characterization's sweet spot as you walk her home. You take the most direct route, but you let her stop to explain perbeast grooming habits, to breathe in the rotting perfume of a flower, and to appreciate yet another sidewalk-braving worm. Eventually you reach the cave entrance you know. Hi! What up? Lanera! Okay. And standing under its eave is Lanera, a very angry-looking Lanera, which isn't your favorite mode for that particular friend. She's at 5 out of 5 wood stabs. Where have you been? I said I'd be right back. Not, hey, go run off and leave to make excuses for you. Well, I'm back now, so you can get over it. I know you won't tattle. You don't want Branya to know you lost track of me. Watch yourself. Lanera flares fireballs at her, then turns to you, softening the tiniest of bits. Thank you for bringing the short one back. Do you want to come in? You appreciate her politeness, but nah, you should go and let the jade settle down and everything. Plus, you have another friend you need to check up on. Before you can say anything to Wanshi about you hoped she ended up having an okay time, she scurries off down the corner, calling back over her shoulder. Wait, I have something I want to give you before you go. So you wait. Lanera keeps looking at you, arms still crossed. You better be glad she's okay. If she got hurt, I could never. I would be in so much trouble. Oh, she has the first book. She wants to give it. Oh, wait, it's the last book of the first series, it looks like. Cool, though. Pretty cool. Oh, man, what's she turning into? Like some... Okay, so it's like a Firestark cat, but he's like licking green water and turning into some sort of fierce bug beast. I don't know. What's a lion in this world? Okay. You won't have to call her on secretly... You don't have to call her on secretly caring, because once she comes running back with something in her hands, her hair bounding behind her. Here, read this, then maybe when you come back to visit me, you'll be a little bit more informed about the Soldier Perbeast universe. I only have one person to play with here, and he usually pretends he's too cool, like he doesn't absolutely love Perbeast cast drama. Okay, so this is either a very, very rare Jade Blood boy, or it's the trans one. And people don't get upset about that. Okay. She bows a little as she offers the book to you. It's tattered with love. It's my personal copy, but I think I can trust you with it, Twinklepaw. What do you say? You clutch it to your chest and tell her you'll guard it with all the honor and spitfire Starcast has in its hollowed name. Best book buddies! She's still very tall. What the heck? I thought she was smaller than that. But that's great. I love it. Yay! That was longer than the first one. Like, totally so much longer. Oh, gosh. Wait, did I turn off that? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, now I turned it off. Anyway, I will see you guys all next time.
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Gerald Thomas, Bleed Red, and Alexander Madeline.